Okay, so already open your textbook, page 488. We are going to discuss it today. Already with your textbook. Okay, I'll continue. In here, we are going to, in a probability, there will be like so many things that we can use. Sometimes you are not going to only use the Venn diagram, use the two-way table, or use the three diagrams. Later, there will be so many ways for us to show the sample space for the probability. So later we will make a sample space, because if we have the sample space, it will be easier for us to find later the probability will be out of how many, like it will be 1 per 2, or maybe it will be 1 per 4, or maybe 1 per 60, or something like that. It depends on the sample space. So the sample space, it can be the two-way table, the tree diagram, the Venn diagram. Yesterday last time we already studied about using the Venn diagram, using the two-way tables, and maybe just make a list already. And then for today, we are going to discuss if we find the probability using the three diagrams. So this is the sample space if we are using the uh, two-dimensional grid. Usually if we use the two-dimensional grid like this, there will be like an experiment that we try to do it twice, like maybe we spinning the coin for two times, or maybe we rolling the dice for two times, or maybe spinning the spinner for two times. We will use the two-dimensional grid. It will be happening if we try to find the probability of something that we do the experiment for two times. This is for two-dimensional grid. If later we use the tree diagram, it can be used for if I only do the one experiment, or two experiment, or three experiment. If tree diagram, it can be used. So later, if it is only, maybe I want to toss a coin, if on, or maybe rolling the coin. If it is only one coin, so the branches in here, it will be open for the HT. If later I use the two coins, so this is for the HT for the first one. For every H or every T, I have to make another branch for the second coin. If later I will be using the three coins, so later I will be making another branch. That's it for the using the tree diagram. This is the very first one for the first coin, and then for the second branch in here, it will be for the second coin, and then for the last one, it will be for the third coin. So later it will be easier for us to make a list for whatever possible outcomes that it will be happening if we rolling or maybe spinning the coin for three times. That the possibility it will be for the first I can get head, for the second one I get head, or for the third one I get head, or maybe the first get head, the second one get tails, the last one I get tails, and something like that. This is will be easier if you make a factor three diagrams to make list for all of the possible outcomes that may happen when you try to roll the dice, or maybe try to spinning the spinner, or maybe toss the coin. Is there anyone having any question before I continue to discuss the question from your textbook so far? No? Okay. If no one, yeah, if you have no textbook yet, you can pay attention to the slideshow. Later, I will be sharing the slideshow, the PPT file to you. So later you can use it to study. Because mostly I take the question from your textbook, but maybe for the explanation, I will take it from another textbook. That's why later you will be still able to complete your textbook if you want to study from the PowerPoint. In here, let us discuss with some example if we try to finding the sample space of any experiment that we use. So for here, we have to find the sample space of tossing two coins, because there are two coins, so we can make list, or we can make the two-dimensional grid, or we can make the three diagrams. So if making the list, you just have to be careful to maintain that all of the possible outcomes that you will be having the list all of them. So for 2 coins, I can get both of them head, or maybe the first one head and then the second one tail, or maybe the first one tail, the second one head, or maybe both of them are tails. So that's why if making the list, it will be HH, HT, TH, and TT. H for the head and then T for tail. If two-dimensional grid, so I will be having like x-axis and the y-axis. The x-axis, it can be the first coin, the y-axis can be the second coin. For each coin, the possibility that may happen only head and tail. So this is HT and then this is HT. We just connect it. For every dot in here, it will be representing for the, maybe this one, this is, it means the first one I get head, the second one I get head. For this one, it means the first one I get tail, the second coin I get head. In here, it means the first coin I get head, the second coin I get tail. If this one, it means the first one I get tail, the last one I also get tail. If making the tree diagram, as I told you, the very first one, it will be opening by HC, because for each coin, only two possibility, the head and also the tail. If I'm going to toss another coin, I have to open another branch for each possibility. So for the H in here, I open again for the H or T. For the T also, we have to make another branch for H and T. So later, even if we make list from the factor tree, we will get that head or head tail head or tail tail. Is there anyone who get confused so far, or maybe I talk too fast or something? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. If you have no confusion, I will move to the next slide. Please feel free to interrupt me whenever you have any difficulties. Do not be quiet. So in here, we are going to make a factor 3 when the possible outcomes of drawing marbles with that having 3 types of color, red, gray, or yellow. So if we are going to take it only like for 2 marbles only, if you are going to take 2 marbles only, because the question only asking 2 marbles, where is it? Only 2 marbles, so it means later when we make the branch, it will be 2 times of branches. So this is for the very first one, because there are 3 colors, red, gray, and yellow, so it will be RGY. R for the red, G for the gray, for the green, Y for the yellow. And then for another marble, there will be 3 types of possibility. It can be red, it can be green, it can be yellow. That's why I have to make another branches in here for the RGY for each marble that I already take from the very first one. That's why if I make the factor 3, it will be look like this. Is there anyone having any difficulties or getting confused? Hello? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay, no one asked me anything, so I will assume that most of you already understand. No one text me through the chat box also. So I will just continue. This is the example question if we are going to find the probability using the using the tree diagram. 3 fair coins are tossed. Find the probability that the first one, there are 2 heads and 1 tail. Because it says 3 coins, so we have to make the tree diagram in here. This is for the first coin, for the second coin, and third coin. So that's why for the tree diagram, it will be looking like this. For every branch, this is for the first one, and then for the second one, we have to make another branches. So in here, the question 1 says there are 2 heads and 1 tail. This is for the very first one, the 3 of them are head, so it is no. This is head, head, tail. So yes, this is 2 heads and 1 tail. This is head, tail, head. So it means there are 2 head and 1 tail. This is head, tail, tail. So 2 tails and 1 head. So it is no. This is tail, head, head. 1 tail, 2 heads. So it is okay. This is THT. So there are 2 tails and 1 head. So no. TTH. So 2 tails and 1 head. It is no. This is the last one is TTT. So the 3 of them will be tails, because the question only asking 2 heads and 1 tail. There are only 3 possible outcomes that having 2 heads and 1 tail. That's why I pick that's why the numerator become number 3. The denominator become 8 because in total there are 8 possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 possibilities. That's why it will be 3 per 8. If the question 2 asking there is at least one tail. If it is at least one tail, so it means none of them will be heads. None of, it will not be possible if all of them will be heads. So I will just count or I will just find how many possibility that I will be getting the 3 of them getting head. So this is only head. It only happen once. That's why I do 1 minus 1 per 8, which is equals to 7 per 8. If you do not want to do like this, you can just try to check it one by one. This is all of them are head, so no, because this is say at least one tail. This is there is tail, okay. This is HTH, so there is one tail. This is HTT, two tails, so still okay. THH, there is one tail, okay. THC, two tails, so acceptable. TTH, two tails, okay. TTT, three tails, so this is okay. When I check, I have 3 ticks, so I have 7 possibility that I put ticks. That's why the answer will be 7 per 8. You can make list, you can just try to make list one by one, or you can find the opposite. No tail, it means all of them are head. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Or maybe my explanation is confusing? Hello? Is there anyone who want to ask me any question? Okay, no question. Okay, if you have no question, I will move to the next slide. Okay, it is on your textbook, page 488, question 1, exercise 34.1. We are going to discuss the exercise 34.1. In here, we have 2 fair tetrahedral dice are rolled. So, if it is only 2 dice, so it means you can make the 2D grid or two-dimensional grid, or you can make a factor, you can make a tree diagram. Which one that you want to pick? Oh, sorry, the question asks us to make a two-way table. So it means we have to use the two-dimensional grid. Because it is two-dimensional grid, I will just make like this. This is for the very first one, for the y-axis. This is for the second dice. This is for the dice 2. And then this is for the x-axis for the dice 1. And then after that we put number on the dice. There will be how many number? What number are there on the dice? Hello, what number are there that available on the dice? Number
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Are you sure? Read the question properly. 2 fair tetrahedral dice are rolled. If each is number 1 to 4, so it means for this case, the dice only having number 1, 2, 3, 4, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why you need to read the question properly if it is about probability. Sometimes the question is not hard, it's just tricky on the sentence. So this is, we have the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on, oops, sorry, on each axis. This is the number 1, 2, 3. And then for the y-axis also, I have to write number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 1, 2, and then wait, I need to move this one first. For the dice 2. Okay. So when we already make this one, so because this is asking two-way table, so I will just make a table. But my table maybe will not be really neat enough. It will be look messy. I'm not having ruler in here. So like this. So on the very first one in here, we will have the outcomes, which is 1 and 1. And then for the next 1 and 1, what number it will be? Hello, are you still there?
2, 1.
2, 1 or 1 and 2? Someone said 1, 2. Someone said 2, 1. Which one that is correct? 2, 1 or 1, 2? We read it from the first dice because I label the dice 1 at the x-axis and then the dice 2 in the y-axis. We read it in order from the x-axis to the y-axis. So it will be 2, 1, not 1, 2. And then next 2, 1, how many? What number it will be?
3,1.
Yeah, 3, 1. Please write it in order or otherwise later you will be having like a confusion when you find the probability. Next 3, 1 will be how many, how many?
4,1.
Okay, 4, 1. After that it will be how many, how many?
1,2.
Okay, after 1, 2 and then
2,2.
okay, 2, 2 and then
3,2. 4,2.
okay, 4, 2 and so on. You can complete it by yourself, right? Or should I complete everything?
Complete everything like
Okay, 1, 3 and then after that 2, 3
3,3, 4,3.
and then 3, 3 and then 4, 3 and then the top one is 1, 4. After 1, 4 it will be 2, 4 and then 3, 4 and then the last one is 4, 4. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused so far? No. Okay. If no one get no confusion, so it means we already done with the question 1. Making a two-way table, so it's already done. Now let us move to the question B. What is the probability that both dice show the same number? How many times that they will be having the same number? Anyone knows? Hello?
2.
Are you sure? 2 only? Are you sure? How many times the odd comes having the same number?
Wait. No.
Both dice show the same number. Same number. So like 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2,
Oh,
1,
like that. Oh,
1.
4.
Nah, yeah, 4 out of how many?
16.
Okay, can we simplify 4 out of 16?
1 per 4.
Okay, is there anyone who get confused? Or maybe I talk too fast? Or the color is too light. I hope that it is still readable for you. Okay, if no one have no question, I will move to the question C. What is the probability that the number on one dice is double on the is double of the number on the other one? Anyone knows how many it will be possible to get one dice is a double of another dice? How many it will be?
Is it like the 2,4 like that?
Yeah, it's like 2, 4. Correct.
So, yeah, one only.
Are you
The other,
sure only one only? No.
but then the other's like 4,2, right? But then, like, the 4 is bigger than 2.
Yeah, it's also okay.
Oh.
2, 2, 4, and then
1,1.
huh? No, not on
One,
one.
one
Not
times 1 is
1, not 1, 1. Because it says one dice is double of another one. So this is 2, 4. 4 is the double of 2. 4, 2. 4 is a double of 2. Is there any other number else that having a double of another number?
no.
Are you sure? Because I found it.
I 1,3. 1,4.
1, 4. 4 is not
1,2.
nah,
1,
1,2. Okay, 1,2. Is there any other possibility?
2,1.
So how many are they in total?
1 per 4.
Huh?
1 by
1 per 4. Okay. Is there anyone who get confused or maybe my explanation is still confusing? Hello? No. Okay, no one asked me anything. So I will move to the question D. What is the probability that the sum of both number is prime? So you have to check which one that will be having a prime number. Are you still there or hello? I cannot see anyone and the class suddenly quiet.
8, teacher. There is
Okay,
8.
okay. 8, what are they? Can you tell me, can you make a list for how did you get 8?
1, 1, 5. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 is a prime number.
1
Then
and 4, okay.
3
1 and
and 7.
4.
3 and 4.
3, 4, okay. So for 3
And
also.
4, 3. 3, 2. 2,
3, 2,
3. 1,
okay.
2, 2, 1, 4, 1.
1, 2, 2, 1, and then 4, 1. Is it only that one? Try to check. There is another one that you miss.
What did you?
1 and 1.
1 and 1. Yeah, 1 and 1.
1 and 1, right?
1 and
1
1.
and 1. 1 plus 1 is 2.
2,
1
yeah.
plus 2 is 3. So how many are they in total?
9.
9 out of how many?
16.
Okay. Is there anyone who get confused so far before I move to the next question? No, for sure? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the next question, to the question 2, yeah? Sure, no question? Hello, my lovely 10 p.
No.
Because the class is too quiet, so sometimes I feel like, is it really understandable or is it still confusing for you? I still don't know. Okay, really no question. I will move to the question 2 with my cursor gone. Oh, this is okay. I will move to the question 2 if you have no question. For the question 2, 2 fire dice are rolled. Copy and complete the diagram to show the possible combination. Possible combination is like the way we just did on completing the two-way table of tetrahedral dice. So in here, let us complete the diagram first. Anyone want to help me after 4,1? What number it will be? Hello, are you still there?
5,1, 6,1.
5,1 and then 6,1. Okay. At the top of 1,1,
1,2.
1,2 and then
1,2, 2,2. Bisa
okay.
3,2, 4,2.
Okay, 4,2 and then
1,3, 2,3, 4,3, 5,3, 6,3.
okay, so I don't think any one of you having any difficulties on completing the diagram. But is there anyone still having any difficulties to write it? Please write it in order from the dice 1 to dice 2. Do not write it opposite way because later sometimes the question will be like yeah, there is a tricky question. If you write it in opposite way, later you will be having difficulties. So please write it in order. You write it from the dice 1 to, and then after the dice 1 you go to the dice 2. Do not write it in opposite way. Okay, is there anyone having any question so far? So I think you can complete it by yourself. I'm not going to complete it. Let us continue. See, I make so 4,4, 6,4. You can complete it in your textbook later on. Now let us continue for the question 2A. What is the probability of getting a double 3?
It's like 3,6 like that, is it?
Yeah,
Is it like
3,6, yes. A double of 3. So it's in any dice, in any one of the dice, you will be having any number that is double of 6. A double of 3, sorry.
so it's like 6,2, 6,1 like that.
Yeah. So how many are they in total?
Wait.
Okay, I'll give you time. Let me know if you're
11.
sorry. How many?
11.
Are you sure it is 11? Yeah, it is 11.
Yeah.
Yes. A double.
Yeah. Have the 6, right? So it's 6, so yeah, the 6, 11.
6 is 11, and then wait. Let me. Wait. A double of 3, yeah, the question, yeah, a double of 3 is only number 6, yeah. Wait, I just read a double of 3 just mean 2, 3s. Wait, Jeremy, can you tell me what do you mean? I don't understand. 2, 3s or 3, 3. A double of, oh, sorry. Yeah. I read it in a wrong way, sorry. A double of 3, so it means the number 3 will be double. Sorry, I'm misreading.
What?
Correct. What Jeremy said through the comment, it's correct. A double of 3, so the number 3 will be happening 2 times, so 3, 3 like this. So it will be how many the probability? What is the probability? 1 out of how many? 1 out of 36. Okay, thank you. Is there anyone who have difficulties or getting confused? Hello? No? Okay, if no one get confused, now for the question B, any double. So, what number that will be doubling, coming double?
6.
Yeah, 6 out of?
36, 1 by 6.
Okay, thank you. Oopsie, where is my slide? And then for the question C, a total score of 11. A total score of 11.
Is it 3?
How did you get 3? How many and how
Because 5,6, then 6,5.
and then
I think so. Then, wait. Only two.
yeah, only 2, right? 5,6 and also 6,5. There is no any other option that we can make 11. That's why it will be 2 out of 36 or 1 per 18. Is there anyone who get confused still? Is there anyone who get confused? No? No confusion? Okay, if no confusion, let us move to the question D. A total score of 7.
6.
6. Can you tell me what are they if you tell me it is 6?
1,6, 2,5, 3,4, 4,3, 5,2, 6,1.
Okay, is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone who get confused? No one? Okay. If no one get confused, I will move to the question E. An even number on both dice. On both dice. How many that both of even?
9 by 36.
9? Is there anyone who
Yes.
get confused to get 9?
1 by 4.
Yeah, I mean like, is there anyone who get confused to get 9? Is there anyone? So if both of them are even numbers, so it can be 2, 2, 4, 2, 6, 2, and then later 4, 2, 4, 4, 4, 6, and then after that 2, 6, 4, 6, 6, 6. Yeah, there will be 9 possibility that both of them will be even number. Okay, is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. Hello, you can tell me anything through the chat box whenever you have any difficulties. Don't be so quiet. If you still do not understand, please let me know. Okay, if no one asks me any question, I will move to the question F. An even number on at least one dice. An even number on at least one dice.
Is that half?
No, not a half. Because it is at least an even number on at least one dice. So it means both of them can be even number or only one of them that can be even number. It's not a half.
27.
Are you sure it is 27?
I don't know.
I don't think it is a 27. Okay, if you have something with at least like this, at least one dice, so you can
27.
huh?
27.
37? Huh? 27?
27.
How did you get 27?
1,2, right? And 1,4, 1,6. And then in the second row, all of them. Because 2 is an even number. And in 3, there's only 3. In 4, there's 6. In 5, there's 3. 6, there's 6.
Okay, so it will be 3 out of 4. Okay, yeah. Okay, or maybe you can do with the opposite way. Maybe if you count it one by one, sometimes it will be making silly mistake. You can do it with the opposite way. The question F is asking an even number on at least one dice. So it means I will not taking if all of the outcomes are odd number. So I will just check how many outcomes that both of them are odd number. So 1,1, 3,1, and then 5,1. Later I have in here also 3,1, 3,3, and then sorry, 1,3, 3,3, 5,3. All of them will be odd number, and then in here 1,5, 3,5, and also 5,5 on that part. So in total, if all of them are prime number, all of them are odd number, there will be 9 possibility. So it means the rest, it will be 27 out of 36. If you count it one by one, it's also okay. So that is correct. 27 out of 36, which is equals to 3 per 4. Is there anyone who get confused so far? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. If no one have no confusion, I will move to the question G. A total of 6 or a double. So it means the number can be double, or when you try to plus them, it will be equals to 6. How many is the possibility?
Is it 12? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe if you get confused, you can make list which one that will be having a total of 6. Total of 6, it can be 5 and 1 or 1 and 5, right? After that, it can be 2 and 4 or 4 and 4, and then it can be 3 and 3, right? All of them, it will be equals to 6. And then for the other one, or a double. So double means 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. So in total, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it will be 11, yeah. Is it 11 or 12?
11, 11.
Right?
Because
Yeah, it's
the
11.
3,3 is.
Yeah, yeah, you counted twice. Okay, is there anyone having any question so far, or maybe it is still confusing for you? Is there anyone who get confused still? No? Okay, no one asked me anything through the chat box. So I will move to the question 8. Score which is differ by 3. So the scores will be having difference which is equals to 3. The difference between the very first one and the another dice, the difference is 3.
6, maybe 6.
How did you get 6?
This is like 6 comma. No, wait.
Let me clean up.
1, comma 4. The difference is 3.
1,4, and then
2,5, 3,6, 4,1, 5,2, 6,3.
This is the difference is 3, and then 5 comma how many did you say before? 5 and 2,
5,
yeah?
yeah, 5 and 2,
And
3,
then what number else? That is the difference is 2?
the difference 3,
Oh, yeah, the difference is 3. 3,6, and then?
6,3.
Okay, so in total there are how many?
6, 1,6, 1 per 6, per 6.
Okay, is there anyone who get confused? Is there anyone who get confused? No? Okay. If no one get no confusion, I will move to the question I. A total which is either a multiple of 2 or a multiple of 5. So you have to check the total. If the total is multiple of 2, you can take it. Or if the total is multiple of 5, you can take it. Are you done? Or my internet gone? Or are you still counting? Hello?
I think it's 17.
17. How did you get a 17? Let us try to count 1, 1. It is a multiple of 2.
Yeah, it's
3, 1. Right?
Yeah,
And then 4, 1.
4,1.
5, 1. Read. And then 2, 2. 3, 2. 4, 2. 6, 2. After that 3, 1 also okay. 2, 3 also fine. 3, 3 okay. And then 5, 3 we take it.
And then 4.
1, 4. 2, 4. And then after that 4, 4. 6, 4. And then 1, 5. And then 3, 5. And then
5,
5, 5. Okay. And then it
and
will be
6.
6, 2. And then 4, 6. And then 6, 6. So we count how many dots that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Huh? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Is it 22? I got it 22.
Yeah, 22.
Okay,
So 36 is 11 by 18.
okay, is there anyone who get confused so far? Or maybe my explanation is still confusing for you? Is there anyone who get confused still?
No.
No? Okay. So later, if you have this kind of a question, it will be better if you write the two-way table using pen. And then later when you want to answer the question, you can label or you can circle which number that you want to take using a pencil. Later when you want to move to the next question, you can erase it and then try to count again. Okay, is there anyone having question? No question, for sure? For sure, no question? We only have like 2 minutes left. I don't think, will it be enough? I don't think it will be enough for us to discuss the question 1 from exercise 34.2. So at home, please kindly try to do the exercise 34.2, question 1 until question 3. On next Monday, we can discuss it together. Later, I will post the question through the Google Classroom. If you didn't have the textbook with you, so you can do it and don't forget to submit it through the Google Classroom, because the Tuesday homework there are only 8 students who submitted back to me. So please kindly submit all the homework for those who haven't submit the homework. Okay, I think that's all for today's class.